These days, the sim racing heart beats loudest in Dortmund, where the Sim Racing Expo is setting new records in terms of exhibitors and visitors. But that's not all. For developers and manufacturers, the trade fair seems to be the perfect stage to showcase new releases and make big announcements. Here, I'll reveal what those announcements are on the gaming side and why I'm confident that we can expect not just a golden fall, but perhaps the hottest fall ever in sim racing. Let's go. The big news came out of nowhere and once again from Kunos Simulazioni. Their latest game is called Assetto Corsa Rally and will be released in early access on November 13. Bam! Yes, you heard right. The AC franchise is getting another spin-off that is all about rallying. How is that possible, you ask, when AC Evo is still deep in early access? Well, through a collaboration with Supernova Game Studios, a separate development studio that, like Kunos and its publisher 505 Studios, is part of Digital Rose. The Supernova team has reportedly been working on the rally spin-off since 2021 and also has access to the AC Evo physics. And yes, guys, I'll gladly admit that the gameplay shown and the impressions of editors and influencers I trust really make me want more. AC Rally could indeed revitalize the rally genre and become the new standard. The graphics, the cars, the environment, all are practically photorealistic. The movements of the chassis and suspension also seem very authentic and realistic, and all in all, what was shown seemed quite advanced and already polished. For the early access launch in a few weeks on November 13th, 10 vehicles and 4 stages in 18 different layouts from 2 rallies, Wales and Alsace will be available. In addition, the developers want to work closely with players and listen to their feedback. AC Rally could tempt even me, an off-road grouch and drift dilettante, back behind the wheel of a Lancia Delta Integrale and really motivate me to race over sand, ice, sticks and stones once again. Without the announcement of AC Rally, Project Motor Racing would have topped my list. Developed by Straight 4 Studios and published by Giants Software, PMR uses the powerful Giants Engine 10, known from the farming simulator, with a specially developed physics module that operates at a simulation rate of 720 Hz, meaning that vehicle and tire behavior as well as turbo and combustion processes should be extremely finely modeled. At launch on November 25, over 70 vehicles spread across 10 racing classes will be playable on 27 track layouts. The range of cars extends from classic sports and GT cars to modern prototypes. Another interesting feature is the true-to-track concept, which replicates track sections, including dynamic weather, drying and racing lines, and a complete day-night cycle, so that every session brings a noticeable change. A third key aspect is the strong modding and community support. Thanks to the Giants editor and an established mod ecosystem, full mod support is expected to be available on all platforms, PC, PlayStation, as well as Xbox X and S right from launch. This would indeed be a unique selling point among racing sims. In conjunction with the innovative multiplayer approach, which links ranking and reputation to the driving class, as well as the official rejection of subscription models and rental costs, hi there, AC Evo, PMR could be a really strong competitor to the established sims, appealing to sim racers at all levels and on all platforms, and, in the best case scenario, even uniting them. Of course, a little caution is warranted as to whether the ambitious project will actually deliver on its promises in terms of technology and content right from the start. Let's hope that Ian Bell, the mastermind behind the Project Cars series, has learned from his mistakes and will follow through on his bold promises with PMR. The last few weeks have also been marked by noticeable updates and good new content from established racers. Automobilista 2, for instance, received significant improvements in driving physics, FFB, and AI with the update to version 1.6.8, as well as 4 new licensed Lambos from the last 55 years with the Lamborghini Dream Pack 2. Among others, the modern GT3s also benefit from the improvements in driving physics, which makes them now actually really drivable and fun, closing the gap to the industry leaders. Personally, I am particularly looking forward to the release of the additional classic GT cars and prototypes that were teased back in September. In addition to the WEC, Le Mans Ultimate recently added another licensed racing series to its portfolio with the European Le Mans Series. In addition to new ELMS liveries, the new DLC released alongside version 1.1 includes the Ligier JSP325 LMP3 and the Orica 07 LMP2 in ELMS specification, as well as Silverstone as a new track. The ability to integrate custom liveries now allows for even more individuality. Many minor fixes and additions at all levels ensure that the LMU concept is actually becoming more and more successful. For me personally, there is also a downside to this, as the single-player content is still, well, more than meager, and I increasingly doubt that Studio 397 will ever focus on the offline experience. On the other hand, there is hardly anything better for racers who want to compete online with modern GT cars and prototypes.
Will receive a boost of 44 car grids.
Raceroom has been around since 2013, and some people wonder how the sim can survive at all with its notoriously low player count, outdated technology, few licenses, and hardly any well-known or relevant esports events. Somehow though, it seems to be working, and KW Studios continues to surprise with noticeable improvements, attractive additions on the content side, and new features. September saw the release of a major graphics overhaul, which, with better lighting and more reflections, at least makes the sim no longer look like a game from the Stone Age, aka 2000s. In addition to the 3 new LMDH cars, which are also very familiar from all other current sims, the most striking new feature is the completely revamped ranked multiplayer mode that improves practically everything. Better overview, easier navigation and registration, improved matchmaking. Whether it marks a quote-unquote new era of racing, well, remains to be seen. What is certain, however, is that Raceroom has arrived in the 2020s. I personally would like to see the game gain more relevance and success, because everything that happens on the track is simply fantastic. Group 5 and Classic DTM are nowhere near as immersive in any other sim, and the visceral feeling created by the soundscape and weight of the cars in that sim is, in my opinion, also unmatched.
Oh, this is beautiful. Look at that.
Yes, even a problem child has made it onto this list, and there's a simple reason for that. The announcement of version 0.4 at the Sim Racing Expo for Assetto Corsa Evo. This version will finally include the Nordschleife, as well as some new cars and features. And guys, the NOS looks really good. That's not a statement. It looks awesome and fantastic. The attention to detail is simply breathtaking. As back then in the announcement trailer for the Eiffel Open World, which we will unfortunately have to wait until the release of version 1 to see even inconspicuous signs along the track or in the parking lot are modeled down to the smallest detail. The track itself seems to be as close to reality or perfection as the latest version in Amos 2 or Assetto Corsa Competizione. Simply expect perfection. AC Evo had a difficult start and still is struggling with lack of content and therefore relevance. However, the Nordschleife could give the sim, which is still deep in early access, a decisive boost. At least for me, one thing is certain. When 0.4 with Nordschleife is released, I'll be on the track.
It's been set up that you can't see, so it's
So, now it's your turn. What are you most looking forward to? Or are you more on the cautious side and have let the hype train pass you by? Let me know in the comments. In addition to promising games, the Sim Racing Expo also showed that the sim racing market continues to grow and become even more professional. More and more manufacturers, especially on the hardware side, are offering high quality market ready products. I'm pretty impressed by the range of hardware and the speed of development. If someone had told me 5 years ago that by 2025 almost every second manufacturer would have its own ecosystem of wheeled bases, pedals and accessories, I would have laughed at them. On the software side too, the quality and selection have never been better or greater. With SimHub alone, you can intensify and immerse your driving experience big time and raise it to a hyper-realistic level that is unparalleled and simply only possible in sim racing. The standard has never been higher, the possibilities have never been more diverse. With that in mind, guys, enjoy your time in your virtual cockpit and your favorite sim. Until the next one.